like every year at TI. It always comes back. But right now, it's not really about the big Echo Slams. I mean, you do see them, but it's more about the shard and the fact that you can one-shot creep waves with the Kaya and Yasha.
The shadow push.
Yeah, it's so hard to push into an Earthshaker fissure.
It also feels a lot of the times that this Echo is dealing so much damage.
Yeah, way too much.
It feels like you can one-shot heroes pretty much in a single creep wave, even with level 1 Echo Slam. And it's also a flex hero. Like, we've seen quite a lot of offlane Earthshakers as well. You're pretty much building it the same items, doing it slower than from the mid lane, but also if you pair him up from the offlane with a position 4 hero, with a range position 4 that can get to the triangle and get those stacks going, so you can use the first Echo Salami to be able to kill those creeps, that's still going to give you...
One thing to really focus as well on the Earthshaker, right? You mentioned the Echo, but it's the Echo on the Ancients as well, right?
Yeah.
You have to be really thinking about that first Echo in the game where he gets his dagger. So are you going to be able to contest it with your lineup, or are you going to just be happy letting him get the...
That's interesting. Like, do you want to contest, go in and get 2 of your heroes killed because there's going to be like 20 creeps around?
Yeah.
Well,
or you just let him get it and you have a trade on the map.
You also can't stack against him because he'll just go echo your creeps and kill you while you're trying to farm stacks. Like, that when people became comfortable with using the big ulti on the stacks, because I think there was a while where people were like, it's just a meme to echo the stacks, but you never use the first echo for a kill anyway, you know? You get more gold from stacks.
Sometimes in the lane, I guess you use it if you get a solo kill, but it rarely happens. So most of the time it's on the stack line. You gotta be thinking, because it's a huge part of Earthshaker. Are you gonna contest? And like both of them mentioned, it's very difficult to contest, risky. So you have to be able to get a trade somewhere. You get a tower, or you push and you farm your own stack, at the very least.
One of the things that Xnova has been amazing on doing on Extreme Gaming is blocking a lot of those tri-camps to ensure that stacks aren't happening. He'll pick himself a strong sort of trade support, and that's his goal, is just to ensure stacks aren't building up by any means, rather than having to even worry about, are we going to contest it? They themselves, though, Warlock might not really fit that sort of archetype, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an
No, I think they wanted a hero that can break the fight as well, especially when Shaker goes in, try to reset it. You also have Queen of Pain, so the picks coming out from the carry or mid-roll, wherever the heroes are going to go, these are not difficult, but these are difficult matchups to be playing into, because the pushback during the BKB Warlock with the Golem, so you're wasting good 3-4 seconds of your BKB.
I mean, the Golem is very good at stopping the combo, right? Like, he can come in with a BKB, try to combo your teammates, but the Rock just stops everything, right? So I think in that regard, they kind of have the better or easier teamfight execution.
I agree. And to be honest, going into this tournament, I was surprised to see Queen of Pain not picked up as much as it was on the previous patch, because in pro level pubs it was still very popular coming into the tournament. However, for XG, this is a different hero because Ame plays it. So what I really like about this pick here is that you can follow Earthshaker. All the roles you guys just mentioned, 4, 3, 1. They can play Queen of Pain in any lane against Earthshaker right now, and it will do well. So I think that's what makes sense here. Tundra, they go for the counter, which is Pugna. You cannot Queen of Pain ulti with Pugna ward being down. It costs so much mana, you will kill yourself, and guess what? You cannot Blade Mail the ward.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, we were mentioning about what would be the adjustments that Tundra is making. Right away, I'm already seeing they are trying to drop a lot more priority in terms of the team fight with the Snap and the Pugna. And now we're going to see a Slardar here, which is not, I think, a very common hero against Pugna because of Decrab.
Yeah.
But they're probably looking at a type of lineup where you don't really try to play around teamfights as much with the whole wing. So you try to play the side lanes. These two heroes are really good at playing the side lanes. You go around, like with two heroes, you basically kill anything. And the whole wing is like good magic damage into the Decrab. So you kind of have a lot of ways of killing heroes through Decrab.
It's another BKB piercing tool. So they are going to be shutting down Crystallis pretty heavily. You're playing into 3 BKB piercing abilities, Sharpshooter, potentially break mechanic.
I mean, he also beats the Earthshaker in the mid lane if they want to go that route.
This has been XM's specialty for a long time, especially when we've been seeing these Ember Spirits being popular, Void Spirits as well, something that he's going to be playing into a melee matchup.
And it's a good counter.
Great pick.
Yeah, you remove the Fatal Bonds, you remove the Slardar Amp.
This is an S tier Abaddon pick. It counters pretty much all of XG.
They need to ban Abaddon counters. Like Doom, I think, is one of the biggest counters. You can't heal, he just needs to Doom you before you get your ulti off. So that's something that you have to be on the lookout for. And obviously, there's the break, right, from the sharpshooter.
I mean, I like Abba here too because Tundra can run it in any of the side lanes against Queen of Pain, depending on where it goes, and it does well. Although we have seen Ame as a Quap carry do well against Abaddon. It just plays differently as a carry.
I actually think the Corp is probably going to go mid because the Abaddon is probably not going to go mid. I think that would be my trail of thought right now after I'm looking at the Abaddon pick. So they do remove the Doom, and right now they removed the Doom themselves when they could have just picked it to counter it. So they probably have something else in mind already. They ban Doom and Darkseer. What are they trying to do here?
Could be, I mean, you have Warlock as your laning partner. It could be Alchemist. It could be Faceless Void. That does give you a good laning stage. If you
Medusa, maybe? But Medusa doesn't care about Doom. He cares about Darkseer, not Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the heroes that you mentioned, Lacoste. I think they're quite good. Faceless Void would be quite solid. I mean, there's nothing really to kill him in this game so far. Earthshaker stun is the only really good disable for him, and I don't think that's enough to kill a Void full to 0. Not a farmed Void.
What else could Tundra be thinking about banning here? Because a lot of times
TA is Slara TA.
Yeah, I mean, also Ursa, I guess. Like XG really does like to play the bursty carries, and I feel like double down on the Slardar amp and just insta kill somebody. Sure, there's the decrep. Okay, they ban Ursa.
It would give them so many objective takings on the map because you have Slardar, you have Ursa, you can basically kill Tormentor Roshan in 5 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Ame has a few options. We're assuming it's Ame. Could still be Ame Quap, but I'm sure XG has a few options here. They get to see the whole Tundra draft, so they will get the, hashtag perfect pick.
Have you decided where you see this Earthshaker going now that we've revealed a bit more for Tundra?
Probably mid, I guess. Mid is probably
That's
the
where you
most...
feel most comfortable.
Yeah, most likely here. I think 33 is going to just get another Helm hero. They're going to put the Abaddon on the carry role here.
Okay, what else is a good Helm hero with Beast and Lycan being taken out? In the 33 hero
I've seen Underlord. He played Underlord.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of want someone to maybe build Crimson Guard against the Slardar. I think that could be an option.
Yeah.
The root is pretty nice against the Corp.
Broodmother?
Oh, Sand King, yeah.
Okay, so they don't go for a Helm hero, but instead they just go for...
Scaling, more scaling.
Yeah, it's a 33 classic. It's also something BZM has been playing a lot.
I know you've been a big fan of his Sand King Jenkins. You always talked about his itemization, like that one null talisman that he does buy. But you also need to rely a lot on stacking whenever you have Sand King because he's not the strong laner. Even though I watched some of the replays from Tundra, they did lane for a couple of minutes first, and then you will have Saksa go into triangle, try to get some stacks going in the outer ring as well, because Sand King, he can still farm it. It got nerfed because of the distance between the camps, so he can't like fully farm, especially the outer ring in the top part of the map.
Is it...
Whoa. Whoa, okay.
A Clinks?
Clinks with Slardar Amp, that is scary.
Okay, so last pick, Ame Clinks. Guys, we've got to talk about this hero because Fia was very adamant that we would never ever see this hero at TI.
This is like the highest DPS hero if he can actually sit there and just right click in the game.
Okay.
And you combine that with the Slardar, he's going to shred them. But they do have answers, right, with the Decrep.
So how does the Clinks play Lacoste? It's been so long since he's been seen in a competitive game, so long since he's ever entered the stage.
We see it from time to time. I think this hero definitely has a place in meta with a specific setup because you have a good amount of saves. We talked about the BKB piercing tool, so that's going to be a good way of maybe protecting Ame. And this hero gets super tanky. Once you get to that level 5, 2 charges on eating the creeps makes you super tanky. Plus also the scaling. You did mention the Slardar plus his DPS could be very, very good. Plus the Sand King, we talked about him not being the strong laner, playing into Clinks and Warlock. It's a very difficult lane for him.
Yeah, I think the Warlock is what really makes it work because Clinks' laning stage is pretty rough. Like
you want to heal, basically.
Yeah, you just want to heal and farm and get to the late game. It's kind of more of the same from what we saw in Game 1, but I got to agree with the old man Fear. I don't think Clinks is a very good hero. Like, you can get bursted. Like, you can die. Earthshaker, Sand King, like Snapfire ulti, even a Pugna can solo kill you, depending on the time of the game.
Yeah, you're really not instilling me with faith here, Jenkins. The other question I have for the side of Tundra and their lineup is seeing a Shaker and a Sand King. Is it a little too greedy? We're looking for two heroes that if they have kind of rough lanes, they both want to take stacks. Where does the priority go there, and how are you going to play around that?
I mean, they do have strong supports to kind of balance that out, right? They just need to make sure that they can survive the early phases. They don't get run over because they do have slower heroes in the early game with the Shaker and Sand King having to farm stacks in jungle. But I do feel like this game, I'm going to have to agree with Andrew here, where Tundra's they're going to have the easier to execute draft this time, and I think we were probably going to see a game 3.
Lacoste, I feel like you have nothing more to say other than I concur.
Yeah, it's a lot of easy to execute team fights for them. The 1-2 combo with either Earthshaker going in, Snapfire with the ulti, or Sand King jumping in. So they always have some kill threat on the map, which is very easy for them to execute. I think Extreme Gaming, they like to really push the limits with the drafts that they do have.
100%.
But I think they're going to take this.
You gotta respect the draft.
Okay. You gotta respect it, right? You gotta respect it, especially if maybe at home you guys knew. Let's see, though, if Tundra's coach Moon knew that this Clinkz was going to be coming out.
I am indeed very curious about that. Moon Meander, coach of Tundra. I was wondering how you prep for a team like this. Extreme, they made their way through the road quick. Only played 10 games throughout that group stage. You, on the other hand, had to play quite a few more, so you don't have much data on these guys.
Yeah, we're just kind of guessing what they're going to play, I guess, and looks like their lineup's kind of impossible to guess.
Yeah, Clinkz is not something that many people can predict. If there ever was a player to do it, it's probably Ame, but still, it seems like these 24th pick surprises are still alive and well.
Yeah, but I saw him play a pop on Clinkz, and he lost. So maybe things are looking good for us.
I like the sample size of a 1. And my last question is, obviously, this whole situation has not been ideal for you, although it seems like things exciting may be happening. I was wondering how you integrated Toby into the lineup so quickly, because making it here to main stage is quite a feat with a stand-in.
We had like 1 hour to pick a stand-in. It was so last minute, and we decided to get Toby because we saw him own with Team Liquid.
And hopefully he's going to do some more ownage here. Good luck, Moon Meander, as we get into game number 2.
Thank you so much, Neil and Moon. And we are into the game already, underway. A lot going on here, Trent. Some crazy stuff. And the Bone Man almost got brought down, but we did get a first blood, too.
We did indeed. As Moon was taking the interview, wondering how the game was going to go, his team grabbed a kill. So that is indeed a pretty good start.
And Ame goes down again, down bottom. He was already coming in a little bit low HP, and 33 combos together with Sox to secure the finish.
Yeah, softens him up a little bit there on the initial play. They grab it. 3-3 is still very low. So potential maybe if they can find something on him before he regens. But he's got 3 tangos and, well, it's a Warlock and a Clinkz. So they're going to be doing a whole lot of chilling in this lane, presumably, as Soxa has to throw the body on the line here to get that Sentry into camp just to block the 1-minute spawn.
Yeah, important stuff right there to make sure they can't equalize this lane equilibrium at all. And, I mean, we talked about it there. This is a hard team to figure out. Moon was saying that even when you think you have an idea of what they're going to draft, it doesn't end up working out fully. They've ended up picking this Clinkz. He said he did see him in a pub, though.
Yes.
So that means somebody on his friends list was playing with Ame. An important thing to watch for is when you can see their picks out a little bit earlier, since that's somewhat been gone recently. It's made some crazy matches, and we'll see if this Clinkz pick is another one that gets them where they need to be.
And most importantly, he lost.
Yes.
As Moon pointed out, so we'll see. I mean, this looks a little bit like last game in the sense that things started out very well for Tundra. In fact, for quite a long time. They were doing very well in the previous match. We'll see if they can perhaps get the finish. I think if we go back there, it's BZM, of course, melee hero versus Queen of Pain tends to have a pretty rough time.
My goodness.
We're used to this. But if we go back to that first game, I think if they had... May I continue, trouble. BZM? Or you good?
Yeah, okay. It's good.
I think if they get that Roche as Tundra, I think they win that game.
Yeah.
That first Roche, I think that it gets so much harder for XG. So if they can manage to avoid a disastrous moment like that in this game, Tundra should have a better chance.
This is scary stuff right now. I'm able to get that deny on XM, but BZM Still very, very low, playing against the 2 points in Dagger, Queen of Pain. And you can see that's going to the tune of 12 and 5 for XM.
And you can see he's not even trying to force this, right? Like, XM's low there. He's got a blink. He's thinking of some stuff there, but there's an enchant totem. There's creep waves. Like, why not just secure the runes and guarantee that he's just going to have to leave?
Yeah, they don't have to necessarily play as aggressively as they don't want to. Oh, XinQ, XXS. Battling out in a lane that we have not seen a ton of, and they can't get in rune in range quickly enough to contest for that Lotus. And so a little bit of the disparity from last game, it is XG that instead is winning across all 3 of their lanes, and 2 of them in a pretty good fashion. That Clink's 13 and 6 right now versus the 10 and 3 for the Sand King. I do have a feeling Tundra are not going to stack 0 camps by like 15 minutes though.
Certainly not. Yeah, they are definitely going to be getting the stacks on for the Sand King. It is a necessity when you're playing it in the off lane. You know, we get these mid Sand Kings. They just work the camps nearby. It doesn't even have to stack it too much because you can just grab 2, farm it up, stack when you can. But for the off lane, you need those stacks if you want to propel into these important items that get your game going.
XXS.
In this case, a helm.
Right. Yeah. XXS.
Yeah, remember, the panel was like, I think they could use a helm hero. And oh, they're going to pick Sand King. That's not a helm hero. Aha.
Yeah. Well, also Slardar, the other one that is going for it. So
yeah,
every hero, helm hero, as we've come to expect. I'll also mention, between all of the heroes that XG has, insane amounts of physical damage coming out later.
Yes.
Obviously there's Ame, but you also have a Slardar, and then even if the Hoodwink, if you start to get some more items up on XinQ, and that's definitely a player that loves to farm.
He's warming up here on the Bushwhacks, as you can see. This looks like a really annoying lane for a Slardar, I gotta say. You like to be a bully, and obviously he's doing very well, but Chrysalis also still at 21 CS, and you're dealing with Decrep, potentially. He doesn't have a point in it yet. And also just the ability to shield and kind of turn that damage back on you. So he's not able to shut down his opponent as much as he'd like to, as we tend to think of Slardar as more of like this anti-carry, where like you're played into this lane to also slow down your opponent.
Have a short disconnect here. Saksa gets the pause going for himself, and I would imagine that pretty soon he's going to be making that move back into the jungle that we've come to expect from him, stacking up camps and making sure that they're off to a decent start. Likewise, you can see XinQ already heading back that way as he's very low on HP, and will just reach up a little bit as he goes.
He queued up like 8,000 observers, but now he's changed his mind here. Gonna go for a wand into some arcane boots, pretty standard stuff. Can they contest these stacks, though? Probably not this game, eh, for XG?
I mean, yeah, it seems a little bit... I feel like you can contest. I don't think you can take. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. You could definitely target him for sure. Like, you get an OBS in there. You see when he's going for these stacks. You can definitely come in, throw it a Sonic Wave, and maybe grab a cheeky kill.
3 points up in Dagger as we get back into the game. XinQ is going to stack that camp up and head that camp up and head back. Oh, come on. Look, they don't even know how to do it. They're like, this is not our meta. We're just off fighting instead.
Man, usually, sometimes the 3 points Dagger is a scary thing because it really hurts your rotations in a lot of games because you don't have earlier access to burst damage for the Scream of Pain. But versus a Shaker mid, this is hurting. Like, BZM is just constantly off the wave. He is a fisher for CS. It is not feeling great. He is the lowest of the cores in terms of last hits, and he doesn't really have an ability to jungle yet. So we're talking about these stacks for the Sand King. We're going to need him for BZM.
Oh, and they glyph, they bring him low. The cookie to try and get away, but he is going to die to XM.
He knew he was dead.
Yeah.
I think the second he got hit by the Shadow Word, he just started going in knowing he was going down.
So they managed to find the kill on the Shaker right before the 6-minute mark, too. So this could also be a clutch.
Look at Xnova and Saksa, though. They're battling right now. Xnova comes in. He does not try and body block, but all right. I thought he was going to try and stop that spawn from happening. Was too worried about potentially dying there versus Saksa, so he lets it go.
And XM is the one that is going to be benefiting from that, picking up a shield rune now. So I'm not sure what you do at this point as the Shaker, because everything feels bad.
Yeah, this is not great. He looks more like that position 4 Shaker right now or something, but he does have a stack here, so he can start working on that a little bit. But yeah, it's not great. Sox is going to hold the wave. There's an OBS in behind the tier 1 tower planted by XinQ that's going to allow all these opportunities for ganks. It's a very scary place to try and play versus 3-point stagger and a potential Sonic Wave.
And this type of bullying behavior is what you want to see if you're an XG fan. On the other side, for Tundra, take away their abilities to bully you back. 33's got to get off to a decent start with this Helm, and is trying to finish that one off and maybe try and push this Clinkz out of the base. At the very least, Clinkz can't eat your creep anymore.
I know, right? Like, this hero would be crazy if you could eat Helm creeps. Unfortunately, not a thing since they've become creep heroes, and partially why we're seeing them everywhere.
So while the CS starts to stack up, it's really two that stand a little bit above right now in the Clinkz and the Quap, with Sand King and Abba still having a good time. And as we get to that 7-minute mark, did get the Shrine for each. And Toby trying to actually step forward and stop any extra passive pressure from the creeps heading his way. Oh man, dude.
Again, Xnova just walking in here trying to disrupt these stacks because they know, right?
Yeah.
Like, all the Shaker wants to do is get this big stack going so he can come in and dunk on this. And he's going to interrupt at least one of them. It was close. They almost managed to get it still. But actually, the Ancients get messed up too. So neither camp stacks.
Really well played by Xnova, and Toby
2-3-3
underneath. The bushwhack is there, and Sonic Wave for the finish.
All right, meanwhile, Ame's walking into a sentry here. He just eats the creep.
And he's going to take some of them away. I mean, if Xnova dies here, it's not the end of the world. If XM does, that's very bad. And so they're going to back away, giving a little bit of space now for BZM in the mid lane.
He has nothing. There is no piggy bank, you know? You thought your parents left you an education fund, but they spent it all on your brother. He's got nothing left. Like, what is there here, you know? And 3-3 came over, took one of the creeps with his Helm. Ame came and ate the other, you know? It's just, he's truly a Zoomer.
Yes.
The previous generations are just taking it all.
BZM trying to find anything for himself here. Does have, at the very least, level 6.
And you can see that camp blocked in the back.
God, they're just making his life miserable.
They're bringing him the Helm creeps. 3-3 is bringing him a creep wave. This is where we're at. Yeah. He walked a creep wave to BZM in the jungle.
Toby, underneath his own ward, is trying to back away, and yeah, they did bring over a creep wave to make sure that they could get a little bit of extra farm towards BZM. Now, a kill here onto the Hoodwink with the Helm creep helping might actually be decent for him, but instead, I kind of wonder if he's going to end up in further trouble. They dropped the golem on him!
Uh-oh.
Have some mercy! Poor BZM. Will he be able to get out of there? A Aphotic Shield, XM still on the chase. He's bottling up and finally getting a little bit of help.
Again, though, this is constant. The pressure on the other side of the map, Ame always takes advantage. He's very good at this. Gets a lot of pressure onto this tower. But once again, it is Ame at the top of the board at the 10-minute mark. He has all the space in the world down bottom. This is a consistent theme that we are getting from XG.
Well, surrounded now. XM playing in mid with Soxa nearby, and though they did not get the kill with the golem, they are going to get the tower with it.
Yeah, that ward lasting the entire time as well. So much value, giving them this capability to take this. I gotta say, the tower lasted longer than I expected. Oh no, not again. Not his little piggy bank.
Jumps in, finds it. BZM might need to get denied, and it's not enough. No! Soxa not able to take down his buddy, and in fact, could be in further trouble. XinQ doesn't get any bounces out, though. And yeah, there's still...
I think he got a glancing shot, because that only did 17 damage. That attempted deny on the staff. So I think the innate screwed him there.
Oh, the innate got him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very frustrating. Or the, yeah.
Good old snap.
Well, we said that we thought they could contest. We weren't sure if they could steal them. They're making an attempt at it right now. BZM still has Echo at the ready.
Oh, you don't want to share this XP, though.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Even to your allies, like, guys, can you guys leave? But he just has to go for it. He needs the protection.
A wise decision, and trying to get some more gold into BZM here.
Lyrical, he is 2,000 gold behind the next nearest core.
Yeah, it's been an impossibility. And this was a first pick XM here too on the Queen of Pain. They weren't able to draft things to help move over and shut him down more. It was just a complete answer the whole way through.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a different hero to lead the charge here. Now, you know, we've talked a lot about Ame farming up here. Crystallis not doing too bad. He is behind, but he is going to try and rush into that Radiance as XM continues to exert this pressure mid lane. Tower here or gone or not, he's sticking around. He's decided this is the part of the map he wants to play to open up the room on the side lanes.
You know, it's interesting too, right? Because people often talk about Quap not being able to rotate effectively with 3 points and dagger, but instead he says, fine, you guys rotate to me and we'll take that tower and then make everything else feel bad for Tundra.
Yeah,
they're at 4K gold leave at 12 minutes.
Yeah, when it's such a specific hero that you can target with a dagger like the Shaker and just make his life so miserable, it is very, very worth it. And amping up that physical damage that you can see will be a concern throughout this game will be that Deso.
Yes.
So, Slardar, Deso on a Clinks, it's going to be a lot.
It's Blade Mail for XM. The choice for this one. Toby back in base, thinking about where can I go? What's the play next for him? At the very least, BZM has another tower to play behind, so harder to dive and kill the Shaker, but not impossible, as XXS takes the top one. And queuing up a pipe. I don't think I've ever seen a build like this out of Slardar before, but it is awesome.
Dude, BZM's tilted. He just body blocked his own camp. I mean, he's having a hard time, dude. It's not good. Like, walking through your own camp spot in this situation. Meanwhile, the enemy carry is picking up 3 bounty runes. That just shows what, like, they create this just wilderness zone that no one wants to go into except Ame. It's like a private resort just for him, the bottom lane every game.
Ame's area, that's what they'll call it. They need to find a kill on him, though, because he's going to start taking off like crazy. And instead, they have to deal with this. XM runs in, and you have to keep Toby nearby, because otherwise BZM's just dead. They're going to try and make something happen bottom now against the Clinks. Do they have enough for a kill? He summons. He's trying to stay alive. Not enough.
That was kind of terrifying how long it took, but he does go down. Will there be revenge?
An attempt at one at the very least. Burrow strike to back away, and it looks like it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, a nice play by Tundra, managing to take down Ame. Still 5K behind, but some signs of life.
Yeah, good positioning there from 3-3 to evade any sort of a bushwhack play there by using his Burrow strike when he did. And Xingqiu knew it too. Didn't have an option to get him.
On the other side, you've got Crystallis here, who's been relatively quiet, but working on a Radiance. And BZM finally has that Blink Dagger done.
At level 8.
Yeah.
That's the downside, right? Like,
you're not wrong.
Unfortunately, you just don't have a whole lot to offer at this point. Like, he's the same level as Soxa. There we go.
I mean, he's going to have to make back up that deficit by virtue of finding kills and finding good fights.
Oh, or another big set of stacks here. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, awkward moment here. 2 cores. It's like, okay.
Well, they're going to stack again, but yeah, I feel like injecting this into the BZM would be a really big win. And 33, never mind, would be a really big win for 33 too to get all this gold. You got your blink already.
Yeah, listen, one of us is having a game here, okay? Just let me take care of this.
Still just 2 stacked on the side of XG. I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, right, is that while we did see Clink stay alive for a while there, if 33 was there, a lot of like his survivability came by casting spells, and there's a decent chance they can just stun lock him.
That's true. Yep. It can happen if we can catch back up here. It makes me think of the FE voice line, you know, I'm farming lane because I'm a winner.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's XG right now.
Got it.
Now, stacks, you know, I don't care stacks, right? They're just camping all 3 lanes, farming up like crazy. So all of their last hits are mega value.
Going in now. Crystallis forced to pop ulti, and the TPs come in. Are they going to go for more? Soxa nearby, thinking about it, hunting to the side. Toby decreps himself. That is the Radiance, assembled by Crystallis.
Will
And
he
with
be the
rotations.
Avenger? That is the question with said Radiance.
Yeah. It's a tough one. They force a lot of rotations and then back out.
Ooh, XM mid lane, Arcane, amplify damage rune.
Yeah, good blink away there by BZM before things went south. And maybe 33. If you waited a second.
XXS confused as to what hero he's playing, picks up the pipe. So his Helm Pipe Slardar ready to take over this game. It's great itemization in this match. It's really, he is just playing for his ult to help with the damage and then just control.
First time this tournament, it makes sense, and it's the perfect item. The question is, if you start losing out at this point, if you lose a fight or two because of some chaos happening, how